Hello, welcome to Count Your Blessing. This is Kupanda. Thank you for joining in today. We are still at Rejoice Lodge. If you need a place away from home, you just have to call them with the numbers that's being displayed on the screen. Today, we are still in the month of celebrating fathers, and I would like us to have a discussion on one outstanding father in the Bible. His name is Jephthah, and you can read the story of Jephthah from Judges chapter 11 and Judges chapter 12. So, Jephthah, yeah, we read in the Bible that his father had a wife, and his mother wasn't the legal wife. Jephthah's father decided that he wanted to chill, and decided to go outside his marriage, got a prostitute pregnant, and that was Jephthah. And Jephthah came to live in his father's house with his step siblings. And as we know from the Bible's account, the relationship in the house wasn't the best. Jephthah wasn't enjoying family in the house. So at a point in time, his step siblings threw him out of their father's house with the intention that they don't want Jephthah to inherit what their father had. And I was wondering what kind of a father Jephthah's father was, because you made a big mistake in going out of your marriage to get someone else pregnant. Now, the child of that mistake is also facing issues, and you are quiet about it. But Jephthah didn't live to the father's standard. Normally, people from such broken homes, they grow up and then they also replicate the same mistakes that their parents did. But Jephthah was different. Jephthah grew up and he had a different story to tell altogether. So when they threw him out of their father's house, he was wondering, and people just like himself who were destitute, who didn't have anywhere to go, men who were kind of rejected, gathered around Jephthah. And Jephthah, being a good father, gathered these vagabonds in quotes and then trained them to become men of war. So in time, Israel needed somebody to deliver them from an impending battle. And then they realized the importance of Jephthah. And the elders of Israel now went to Jephthah to ask for his help. When they went, they said, okay, you come and then win the battle for us. And after you've won the battle, you will rule over us. So Jephthah accepted the deal and then inquired from the Lord. Jephthah went on his knees and prayed. And during his prayer, he told God that when God helps him to go to war and he is successful, whatever that will come out, whatever, that was the word, whatever that will come out of his house to meet him would be used as a sacrifice unto God. So Jephthah went to battle and he won. And when he won, he was happy, obviously. He was coming home. And then lo and behold, his only daughter steps out of the house, singing and dancing, rejoicing to meet the daddy. Now, I sit back and I picture a young girl so happy to meet the daddy after a long while, and I ask myself, what kind of a relationship exists between father and daughter that makes the daughter so happy to meet the father? I'm sure whilst Jephthah was at the battlefield, this girl probably was rehearsing that song. Probably wrote her song. Okay, I'm writing a song for daddy. Rehearsed it over and over again. And then at the D-Day, when she heard that daddy is coming, she was the first person who must see daddy. It shows that the father-daughter relationship was excellent. It was beautiful. And the child was happy that daddy is coming home again. It would have been an excellent, or let me say, a beautiful scenario if it hadn't been for the vow that Jephthah had made. So when Jephthah saw her daughter coming out, and she is the first person to welcome him, he remembered the vow he made, and then he broke down in tears because he knows that he had to honor what he said to the Lord. So the daughter met the father and they had a very heartfelt discussion. Jephthah told his daughter that he's broken his heart because this is the vow that he made to God. And if it were me, probably I would be upset to think that my father has gone to make a vow that will cost me my life, But Jephthah's daughter was different. She not only encouraged her father to fulfill the vow, she was willing to lay down her life. She told her father that if you have given a word to God, then you have to do it. And I really want to meet Jephthah's daughter one day and ask her how she was able to do it. What made her take such a decision that even at the peril of her life, she was willing to give her life because her father has vowed. It really shows that Jephthah was able to train her daughter to understand the things of God. And so when Jephthah was growing spiritually, he was able to build her whole family to grow with him spiritually. So the daughter understood exactly what a vow meant. The daughter understood that so long as you have made a vow to God, it has to be honored, even if it means death, and even if the death is me dying. And she willingly gave her life. In the Bible, there was another scenario like that. Before Jephthah lived, there was this man called Abraham in the Bible. And one day, Abraham for a very long time never had a child. And God gave him Isaac, his son. So for some time, God decided to test Abraham. And the test was that go and kill Isaac for me. The test that Abraham had and what Jephthah had is the same thing, basically. They were both only children. Abraham had only Isaac. Jephthah had only her daughter. For some reasons, the Bible is very silent on Jephthah's wife. We don't know anything about her, but it's just the relationship between she and her father that is being described. Now, in Abraham's case, the end result was that the home got broken. So Abraham didn't explain anything to the wife, just didn't even tell Isaac whatever it was, just took Isaac in obedience to God, which is very good. But I think that from where I sit, analyzing these two families, I think that Abraham couldn't build his family's faith whilst his own faith was going up. So he was up high in faith, and his family, his wife and his son were somewhere down. They didn't understand the things of God as much as the father did. And because of that drift, it couldn't hold the family together. Now we see Jephthah's daughter. After the incident, she asked permission to go and mourn for 1 month. Ordinarily, somebody who is about to die, who has been given 1 month free exit, she would just run away. But she didn't. She indeed went to mourn with her friends and came back home to be used as a sacrifice. So I think that as fathers, you have a big role to play. The responsibility of nurturing the whole family, your wife and your kids, rests on your shoulders. You have everything to do to build that beautiful family God has given you. It's not all about you being spiritual, you being into God, but make sure that the whole family together is built and rooted in God. When you are growing up spiritually, it is important to remember that your wife goes along with you, your children goes along with you, so that tomorrow when there is crisis, they can stand in the gap for you. I know a lot of fathers are doing remarkably well, Lately, fathers are being celebrated because they are pulling up their best, and it is so good. We thank God for fathers who have become real fathers, who are managing the home, loving their homes, building their children, and doing everything possible that their children will not go through what they went through, just like Jephthah. Jephthah didn't allow the situation of his background, his father's behavior, to distort who he was. He became a better man, so better that her daughter was willing to die for his word. So we pray that God will help build men like Jephthah in our generation, men who will be willing to live a life worthy of emulation, so that their children can vow for them when the need arise. People of God, I'm happy to share this my little knowledge with you, and I pray that God will help us, mothers and fathers, to raise godly children that our society really, really needs at this critical time, so that the generations yet unborn will come and meet a better world. Thank you for being a good daddy. Thank you for putting a smile on somebody's face. Thank you for building your children and your home. And we pray that God will give you the wisdom, the knowledge, the capacity, the wealth to continue being a good daddy. Happy Father's Day to all men watching. May God bless you. May God enlarge you. May God increase you. May God give you the capacity to become great leaders. And may He give you more capacity to raise a generation that will be lifted up to solve the issues we have in our societies. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Bye.